What is going on, everyone? This is Conor Buckley here with another edition of the Anxiety and Depression Vlogs, episode 25. And today we're going to talk about what's in the book called Giant Steps by Tony Robbins. Small changes to make a big difference. 365 daily lessons to help you master yourself. So basically on page 105, he goes over improving the quality of your life. And he says that the only true security that we have in this life is the fact that we have the control to change our destiny. And what he means by that is true security in this life is all about growing and not just being stagnant with your knowledge, your spiritual growth, mental growth, health. I mean, everything that you do in this life you need to be growing in some way in order to feel fulfilled and to have a successful life internally and externally. So he says, instead of maintaining a quality of life, focus on improving your life. So in other words, don't be satisfied with the life that you have. And that doesn't mean don't be grateful for the life you have, just don't be satisfied and know that your potential is 10 times higher than the way you're living right now. And I know that for myself. I know I'm not done growing, and I know there's a lot for me to learn, and I'm sure that's the same way with everyone. There's always something that we can learn. So instead of maintaining your quality of life, focus on improving the quality of your life by doing new things, trying new things, experimenting with this or that, and just learn and grow your knowledge, grow your spiritual growth, your mental growth, your physical growth, everything. Just keep on growing and don't be stagnant. Now, how do we obtain this growth? And he goes in to talk about the NBA coach Pat Riley. And in 1986 was a year before 1986 is when they lost in the championship, and basically for the next year he needed a plan to help his team win and to motivate his team to keep going and to grow more. So what he did was he said to each player individually, I want you to get 1% better at 5 different things within your aspect of basketball. So each player, if there's 12 players, worked on 5 things and got 1% each better. That's 60% right there, improvement in one season from an entire team. And guess what? They ended up winning the championship the next year. So that just goes to show you and just proof that if you focus on the little things and work on the little things every single day, it does add up and it does make you a better person. And the reason that they won the championship because of that is because the goals were so attainable that they felt like they could be reached and then surpassed. They weren't big goals. He only asked them to improve 1% on 5 aspects of their game, and that's it. Just 1%. It doesn't have to be, oh, you have to do giant steps, improve 50% in 6 months, in a year, in next season. It doesn't matter. 1% is a bite-sized goal that you can look at and say, okay, I'm ready to conquer this son of a... And it's just 10 times easier when you have a goal that you can look at and you know that you're going to accomplish that goal and even surpass it. So improving 1% each day is how you obtain that constant growth. It's always improving yourself 1% each day, because it does add up in the end. The other thing I want to mention is looking at your goals constantly throughout the day, morning, night. I mean, I know I talk a lot about that, but in all seriousness, like, your goals and reviewing your goals every single day is gonna keep you motivated on the days that you feel like doing nothing and the days that you feel like you just want to give up. Reviewing your goals and knowing the reason why you wrote those goals is going to remind your brain and your body that, you know what, hey, I gotta still focus on these goals and I still gotta obtain these, so I'm gonna work today so I can be better tomorrow to achieve the goals that I set up for the future. So he also talks Tony Robbins also talks about looking at your goals every day and reviewing those goals and just constantly almost obsessing about it, because if your mind is so focused on the goals, you don't have any other time to worry about any other BS that's going to come along with the day that might distract you from your goals. So if you can get obsessed with your goals and what you want to accomplish, and you focus and narrow in on that vision and stay in that lane, you are going to go so far in such a short period of time than you ever thought was possible. Quick story about me. When I read this Giant Steps book, and I ended up focusing on the small things one day at a time, I ended up completing my first book, Coping with Anxiety and Depression, There Is Hope, and I completed that in a year and a half with a lot of breaks in between, and looking at it from the very beginning when I was looking at it from that perspective, I was scared because it looked like a huge task that I had to do, create a whole book, and I didn't even know where to start. But then after reading this book, and I broke it down into like bite-sized chunks. Okay, one chapter, one paragraph, one sentence. You break it down smaller and smaller until the goal seems so easy that you do that goal and you surpass it. So I ended up finishing the book, and that's something that I poured my heart and soul into. And I really hope you guys check it out. I hope you like it. The link is on Amazon. I'll leave it below. I'd love your support and love for you to check it out. Anyone who hasn't read it, who is struggling with anxiety or depression. And I also recommend checking out the Giant Steps book, Small Changes to Make a Big Difference, by Tony Robbins. It's a great book. So check it out, and I hope you guys learned a little something about coping with anxiety and depression.